One of the best ways that you can go about just having the most fun possible on the piano and truly enjoying it every single time you play is to truly understand how it works. Understand how music theory works, especially on the piano, once and for all. The problem is that typically it's taught in a way that's kind of hard to understand, and you need multiple music degrees to really get it. But I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to be that way. In this video, and actually in this series, this is going to be a 10-part series all about music theory on the piano. I'm going to make music theory as simple as possible to where you will actually understand it, be able to apply it to your playing, to your learning, and be having the most fun on your piano you've ever had. If you're new here, I'm Jock Hopkins, the creator of Piano in 21 Days, where we keep learning piano as simple as possible. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing here in this series. It's going to be 10 parts, kind of manageable, more bite-sized chunks. And in this video, part 1, we're talking about what is music theory. Let's do it.
At its simplest form, music theory is the language of music. It's the whys of what we're doing and not just the hows. For example, if I want you to play a specific sequence of 4 chords, F major, then B flat major, then D minor 7th, and then a C major, and I walked up to you and I physically put your fingers on an F major chord, I had you play it, and then I did the same thing with the other 3 chords, I basically just showed you a simple how, but you're left with no idea about the why. Now, if instead I said, play for me a 1, 5, 6, 4 progression in the key of F major and make the 6 a minor 7th and invert the 4 and the 5, well, that's communicating in the language of music. And if you understand the whys, then playing that would be completely second nature for you. In both examples produced basically the same result, but in the first one, I just gave you the answer without explaining anything. And in the second example, if both you and me both speak this language of music and you understand the whys, then we transcend just parroting back what's on a piece of sheet music, for example, or the exact notes a YouTube song tutorial told us to play. It's kind of like if we went on a trip to France together, you and me. We go to this beautiful cafe with a view of the Eiffel Tower. You notice a local at the next table and you're attracted to them and you want to say something to them. But the problem is you don't know a single thing about the French language. So I give you an exact line to say, and that person responds in French, of course, but then you have no idea how to continue the conversation because I haven't taught you French at all. I just taught you one thing to say. But if instead you truly learned the French language before our trip, you could speak to them for hours. You could get lost in the conversation. You could relate to them. You could joke with them. You could plan the rest of your lives together. But the language itself would be second nature to both of you. So knowing music theory helps us do the same thing with music. The language itself becomes second nature, allowing us to get lost in this whole new, wonderful world. So that's what we're doing here. I want to teach you this language of music in its simplest form so you can truly experience this world of music.
All right, that's going to do it for part 1 on what is music theory. Up next is piano notes and sounds. We're really going to get into how sounds are actually generated and then the individual notes on a piano. If you want to go ahead and check out part 2, you can click right up here if it's ready for you yet, or if you want to watch the whole thing in one video, all 10 parts in one video, you can click right over here. So go ahead and click one of those, and I'll be waiting.